Welcome to Unhealthy and Unstable. This is our emergency Knicks podcast. We've only, since we've known each other, only done this one other time, and it was this year when the Knicks traded for Mikal Bridges. And now, months later, with training camp right around the corner, we are here to discuss the Knicks making a massive three-team trade. It's been updated. It's a three-team trade where Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle and a first-round pick are going to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns. Now, look, my biggest issue with this, Joel, is that I know it's salary. So let me be clear. I know it's salary. And it's not even about Dante DiVincenzo. My biggest problem is I don't like Cat at the 4 and Mitchell Robinson at the 5.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
You think they're going to flip Mitchell Robinson?
No, I think they're going to start Cat at the 5.
And have Mitch come off the bench?
Yes.
That's a lot of money to be coming off the bench. Like a lot of money to be coming off the bench. That's insane.
Not compared to Cat.
No, well, obviously Cat wasn't going to come off the bench, but wow. So this is what me and you love to do. So our projected lineup now is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns.
That's what it looks like.
And now that almost sucker punches our bench right in the culo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I will say it's good news for one guy.
Who's that?
Tyler Kolek.
Oh, that definitely helps.
You can now put Deuce at the 2, Kolek at the 1, Deuce at the 2. I don't know who your 3 is, but you could have if he makes the team, of course. What's his name? Actually, no. You know who you could put at the 3? I don't like him at the 3 because I think he's grown out of it. But if he makes the team, you can put why am I forgetting his name? The twin, Marcus Morris.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him at the 3 either, but I don't think you
I don't really know what
probably have to. Well, I'm just saying, like, if he makes the team.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm. Well, I'm going off the fact that you've now traded 2 players away for 1 player.
Yeah.
So there was already an open spot for him to begin with. Now there's 100% an open spot for him.
Yeah, because now we have 2 spots now because of the
right.
So
actually 3. Jeffries, we got rid of Jeffries too.
He was never on the roster. That was a sign and trade.
Oh, well, then there you go.
He probably took in that spot we had, and we signed him and then sent him away.
Because
he was never we waived him. He wasn't technically on the team, but because we had him last year, I guess we worked out some type of deal with him. Like, hey, you want to go to Charlotte? Because he wasn't on any team.
Want to go to Charlotte? Okay, so I'm torn about this.
I can't talk.
So I'm torn from this because apparently they said Karl Anthony Towns was shocked and stunned.
I'm sure he was.
That doesn't sound like a guy that wanted to be traded. Now, my problem is with Karl Anthony Towns because I know like the back of my hand, every major sports show tomorrow is going to rave about how Karl Anthony Towns is an upgrade. But I do want to remind people, Karl Anthony Towns couldn't handle the pressure in the small market of Minnesota. You are now putting that man in the Big Apple, where it's sink or swim, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't have Anthony Edwards to hide behind. Jalen Brunson, as God-giftedly talented as that man is, that is not he's not your sunscreen. Okay? People every game are going to look at you and they're going to say, what are you doing? Why won't you step up? Because in all reality, this is supposed to be a upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it is because I've seen Karl Anthony Towns play defense, and it's not much better than Julius Randle's. So,
I mean, I don't disagree.
so
To me, it's a wash. It's almost the same thing.
it's a lateral move. That's
But
what I'm saying. I
But
will say this
worse
though.
because you lost your best shooter.
Well, yes, that's one. And two, I do believe Julius Randle is a better pure scorer than Karl Anthony Towns. Not a better shooter, but a better pure scorer from anywhere on the court.
That's the only thing that you gain. You lost DiVincenzo. We did gain Cat, and Cat's probably the best shooting big man in the league.
I wouldn't say probably. I don't think it's a debate. I don't even know who number 2 would be.
I swear to God, if KP tried to stay healthy, I mean, maybe
it'd be KP. You could make an argument for Markkanen.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Markkanen, Sabonis shoots that thing.
Not bad. Yeah, he could be better, but yeah, he's not bad either.
But I mean, as a big,
yeah,
don't really want him to spend all his time shooting.
The two big shooting centers are KP and Cat.
Yes, yeah,
I mean,
that's without a doubt.
There's no doubt. I mean, I didn't think it'd be as big a deal to Boston as it was, and look, they got the chip, and he was hurt for a lot of it.
I was gonna say he wasn't even really there.
Right, it was old man Horford who was there most of the time.
Right.
So that's.
But what it did was that Boston already plays individually great defense with Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, right, Derek White. They all play great defense, and then you help that with a 7-footer that just has to stick his arms up, right? Doesn't really have to do all that much other than that. And then on the other side can go get you 30. So then it just essentially made Boston from 1 through 5 damn near unguardable. Yeah. So it does give the Knicks that, but it does then where it helps you, it hinders you. But because that starting 5 is so lethal now, you can take 2 from the starting 5 and rotate with your bench and continuously rotate with your bench. You like Josh Hart can play with your bench. Yeah. Mikal Bridges can play with your bench. Brunson can play with your bench.
Mm-hmm. Your bench is Miles McBride right now.
Yeah.
And probably in a Chua because obviously Robinson's hurt. Now signing Marcus Morris and Landry Shamet, they'll probably make the team. It looks like.
Yes.
That's probably they still have Campaign.
Well, I don't think. Oh, okay. Campaign he actually made the roster.
Yeah, he's on the roster.
Okay, then never mind. Because I was gonna say I don't think I need Landry Shamet if I have Campaign.
Yeah, it's just off guard. So.
Well, my bigger issue with that is, I get you for depth because I'm like he'll never play. Yeah. Like Deuce McBride is now your off ball guy.
Yeah, but I think Shamet's big enough to play even some 3 if they need him to.
That'd be very.
He's like 6'5", you know.
So, give me some of your takeaways from this. I'm already loading up 2K right now to play
it. I'm already making the moves.
I'm already doing it. Okay, explain this in a non-sports fan way, and what does this mean for the team?
What was this? DJV.
This is DJV. So this is essentially DJV.
Non-sports fans.
Sure. You know what? Let's not do that, DJV, because I feel like there's no way to say it where it doesn't sound like we're insulting your intelligence. So I'll just answer the second part of your question,
which was
it enhances the team in a numerous amount of ways. He asked, what does this mean for the team? This helps the Knicks tremendously in a multitude of different ways. My only issue is just this man's his mental state. I watched this man have 0 points and foul out in a win or go home game. I watched that. I can't say I've ever seen Julius Randle do it. I've seen Julius Randle play some horrible basketball, some real selfish basketball.
We've had moments here, yes.
Right. So I want to get deeper into this. I love how DJV is saying we. He's like an honorary Knicks fan. So this is good. We're happy about this.
I wouldn't say happy. We are indifferent. I'm sure we'll get over it and be excited.
You know what, DJV? I can explain it to you like this. This is a way that you'll find funny, DJV. This move is essentially like if you're playing Uno and you're about to say Uno out and you put down a draw 4, and then the guy you're playing also puts down a draw 4. So it's kind of just like that guy now has the 4 cards still in his hand, and now you have 8. So it's kind of like one of those moves where it's like, what really just happened here? Like, you didn't technically win, but you did make me a little bit worse. But technically, I'm right here with you, right? So I think it's one of those lateral moves to a degree, to where we won't really see who won this trade unless Julius Randle is what the Timberwolves were missing to go to the finals, and unless Cat was what the Knicks were missing to never have to worry about the Pacers again. Like, so it's
we're here worried about small ball.
Right.
I'm never gonna see it ever.
Right. Now let me ask you this: Julius Randle has been very vocal. His wife's also been very vocal these last maybe month and a half. Was this personal?
Was this personal?
Mm-hmm. And let me be clear what I mean by that. Not like the organization was like, we hate Julius Randle, let's ship him out. No, I mean more so, was it personal in the sense of, we've always wanted Cat, and instead of Mitchell Robinson being the fall guy, because obviously he's hurt, you're our fall guy. And Devo, you know, by association, you're going to go with him.
The collateral.
Right. Which is sad. We assembled the
absolutely.
Infinity Stone only for someone to remove one out and then run. It's like, well, we had it. So now we have to replace Devo with a Chakanu. We got to go get a Chakanu.
What the fuck's a Chakanu?
Who's the Villanova white boy that we had?
Archie Diacono?
Yeah, there you go. The Pokemon. We got to go get him. I'm trying to say it the way Josh Hart says.
Archie Diacono. I mean, technically there's room now. If you want, not sure it's gonna work. We might rather have Shamet or Morris.
Yes, 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this was Wes and those guys sitting in a room, and I think they looked at what the Celtics are. I think they watched Paul George go to the Sixers. I think they see what the Pacers were from last year. And remember, they were missing a really big piece, the Pacers. So I think they saw that and they just went, this is the time, right? Like, instead of just going through and seeing how it looks, why not just go after a player that can give you the same production as Julius Randle, but not need the ball as much as Julius Randle, right? Mm-hmm. Like, at no point do you give the ball to Cat to come up court for Cat to then run his own play. You know what I'm saying? So it frees Brunson to do whatever he wants and then just get the guys going as he gets his.
He doesn't have to share nearly as much now.
Really at all.
In terms
you think of Mikal Bridges, he could be a knockdown shooter. You think of OG, he could be your corner specialist. Look at Josh Hart, he's going to be your scrappy guy.
Well, yeah, Josh can bring up the ball too, but obviously they play together all the time. It's not like it's going to be a problem. Like best friends.
I will say this, Joel.
The roommates are now backcourt stars.
I was about to say, the Roommates podcast might be one of the greatest podcasts they've ever had. Because they're going to have to speak about, like, Devo's gone. Like, there's no Devo.
That hurts.
But I'm sorry. I'm done talking. You walk me through your thought process on this, man. Because this is the second time you text me. And you're like, Juwan, how do you not know what's happening right now? I'm like, what's going on?
I'm like I was telling you, I'm very I was a loss for words. I just finished getting out of the shower, and I just I saw a text from the NBA chat that me and Nick and Luke are on, and they're asking, is this real? And I'm like, what the fuck? Is it real? And then I saw Shams' tweet, and I'm like, oh, it is fucking real. I'm like, what is happening right now? Is it legit, or is it like being talked about? Like, I didn't even read it all. I was just like in shock. And as I was texting, it became more and more real. So by the time it got to you, it was already a done deal. I was like, "What the
Right.
fuck is happening?"
You know what messed up everything? What messed
What?
up everything is the fact that there's no more Woj. So now when
Yeah,
we hear
fucking Woj
things,
bombs.
it's not having Woj that kind of makes people go, "Is this real?"
Solidify it.
Like we trust Shams, but
Oh,
Shams
absolutely.
is not Woj. So now
Yeah.
that there's no Woj, you kind of just go, "Well, wait a minute, we gotta wait for Woj." It's like, oh no, wait, he doesn't do this anymore. Like, like we gotta just pray that this is real. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like, part of
I
me
don't
wants
either.
to be excited, but I'm like, I don't
A
really
part
know.
of me deep down is excited because I always like new things. But at the same time, I'm really hurt because I really grew attached to Julius, especially the last couple of years.
Hmm.
And Devo so quickly over within a year. And like we never got a chance. Like it hurts to not say the Nova Core never got a chance to play together now. All
Right.
four of them. You know what I mean?
Didn't even get a dribble.
Now
Right.
don't get me wrong, all three there's three of them now in the starting lineup.
Right.
but it still hurts, it's still kind of like right here. It's a little bit like but this is also the same three that went to Team USA, like
Right.
together. And now they're all together on the same team here in New York, which is fun that all three of them get to start together for the first time since obviously college. Um, but now I'm a little worried about the bench depth and how that's going to play out. But at least like at least the starting lineup's not as much of a question mark now. Like that's solidified in my opinion. Now it's like, all right, who the best guys on the bench? They could at least now there's competition. There is depth here now. Like, we brought in some extra guys, some vet guys like Shamit and Morris who are fighting for spots. Even OKK, I could see him possibly making a shot, possibly getting into.
Yep.
We'll see. But we already had guys. Like KDB Steve was already on the team because of that trade earlier. We drafted a Pacome Daddy. I don't think he's ready, but we have him as a nice young, long, big wing. Like the fact that like this year we traded for Macau and drafted like really well, in my opinion, is surprising me because like we got Tyler Kolek. I can't wait to see what he can do. Can he make the rotation? I want to see what guys like Kevin McCullough and Porty do. I want to see Jacob Toppin still progress. Like obviously they're not going to get a lot of time at all because they're development guys, and we're worried about the vets. Like I was really already going into the season like, all right, Jericho, this is on you, baby. You gotta step up. You gotta back up Precious. Now there's less pressure on Precious. Now he just goes back to being a backup center. Um, and like we can take our time with Mitch. But Mitch could take his time and come back strong later on. And I'll feel less bad about it. Like I mean, I still don't want him to. I prefer he's not out till January, but we'll see. I'm just looking forward to seeing what the depth, what the bench looks like. Because right now, like, there's a lot of question marks. I want to see what that looks like, and that's going to play out through training camp in the next couple of months. Like, what is the 9-man rotation going to look like? Because right now, aside from those five, it's Miles and Precious. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's 8 guys. Now we were 7 deep. Now we're 5 deep. It's like
Yeah.
Miles. I love Miles, but like he was 8th before. Now he's 6th. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah.
Love me
It's
some
funny.
Deuce. I love me some. And Campaign's a decent role player too. Like good vet we're brought into. I'm not gonna stay that they're bad. We have a lot of vets that signed with us, and obviously they're for a reason. So I don't want to talk shit, but I'm saying like we'll see if they actually get the minutes.
And it's hilarious because the first thing I went to go do is to put Cat on the Knicks. First thing the Timberwolves GM said was, "I'm not getting anything of value back," and it's just like, well, that's what we were trying to say. Like, but you guys in real life made this trade.
Don't talk shit to us.
Yeah, you guys made this trade.
You're the ones willing to do it, so we're here for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Cat gets to come home at least, local kid.
And Yankee fan. I know you like that.
Yes, rabid Yankee fan. He's a very big Yankee fan. Obviously, Again, local. He's from Jersey. So that's cool.
My cousin that you met, Joel. think she told me, if I'm remembering correctly, that she used to go to the same church as
Cat.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. My cousin went to school in the same school as him. He actually met him because he came to visit school while he was there one day. One day. Took a picture. He's like, look who's here. It was, I think it was St. Joe's. Yeah, St. Joe's. It was all boys school, weirdly enough.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, man. I don't, this will be one of those, I don't know how I feel, because we knew Brunson and Randall had a rapport, right?
Oh, for sure.
And now you're taking the rapport. I really do think this. I think we're gonna hear within the next couple of days, Joel, that Julius has to go. It's the only thing that makes sense, because you're not gonna tell me that you couldn't have gone through the season with this team. And if it seemed like Randall wasn't really thriving with the Nova Knicks, this is a trade you still could have made in January. Like, no matter how good or bad the Timberwolves were, this is a trade that could have waited. This feels like one of those, because you know what it feels like. If you're Randall, you just got Amari, right? You came here, you helped restore the feeling of the city. In comes the true savior, Carmelo / Jalen Brunson. And then what was the first thing Melo did when Melo got here? Melo went to China, got JR, he got Kenyon. Like, he made it to Denver, the Denver Knicks is what he made it. It became Melo's team, not Amari's.
Well, it's because Amari was hurt more so than.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not disrespecting Amari. I'm just saying it quickly shifted to now, how do we build around Melo as opposed to how do we build around Amari?
And that was management's fault. You should have built about both.
Yeah,
I don't think you stacked the box. I love getting Chandler, but how do you have your three guys and you had no backcourt? Like, you know what I mean? That's what. Yeah, that was whatever.
I think they put too much faith in maybe Amari getting healthy, because if Amari was healthy, we're having a completely different conversation.
Sure, but you had no point guard for years.
Yeah, but you did think that you could maybe get 30 from Mari in stat. Mari and Melo, that it wouldn't
30
matter.
Might be a little bit much, but yes.
I don't know. Mari was averaging, what, 23?
He was having in the 20s. He had a moment where he had like the nine game streak, 30 more.
Right.
Again, that was his first year here, and it was great. It was like,
remember, Melo came his first year here.
Yes, but I'm talking before Melo got here. Like, Mari was on fucking fire.
He was.
It was nice.
Yeah, he was. But I look at this and I go, if you're Randall, you might have been seeing the writing on the wall, bro. Like, Jalen Brunson is ingratiated in this organization. They're going to always put Brunson's needs first.
I think it came down to payment. Like, at the end of the day, were they going to extend him? Were they going to pay him what he wanted? And they're like, I don't know if it's worth it. And they're like, we'd rather pay Cat, or we'd rather pay for Cat because they're not paying. He's already paid.
That's the only thing that confuses me. Because, like, Joel, if you told me we sent Julius Randle to Phoenix for Kevin Durant, I would tell you, oh, that makes sense. But Randall and Cat are the same exact person. It's just Cat's taller. Cat's taller and shoots the three better.
I would say that's
and I get it. That's very much something you want. I completely understand that.
I could check because let me look at his stats from last year.
I don't think Cat had better overall stats, but I think Cat shot the ball from the three better than Julius.
Julius had good stats.
No, I'm saying I think Julius had better overall numbers. I think Cat just shot from three better than Randall.
Cat
probably rebounded better too.
I don't know. It's very close. Look, there you go. Cat was 21.8 points, so basically 22 points. Not even a blocking game. Not that Julius gives you a blocking game.
That's what you say.
8.3 rebounds, 3 assists, which is not bad. Not as much as I like that. Julius should give you at least 5.
Right.
So the numbers are comparable. Like, it's just. That's the issue. It's not a big jump. Now he's obviously a better average from the 3-point line. Cat was averaging almost 42% from 3, which is
that's insane. That's insane.
That's really
how many points was Jules averaging?
Probably 23. Let me see. Uh, Julius averaged 24. 24, 5, and 9. So like 1 rebound less, 5 assists, like I told you, and like 2 more points, maybe like point and a half difference.
Yeah, but the points won't matter.
Only difference is biggest difference. Like there's Julius shot 31% from three.
Right. I'll say the points don't make a difference because Brunson's going to give you about 25,
Yeah.
26 per game. You hope Mikal Bridges gives you about 15 to 21, and you hope OG Anunoby gives you about 15 to 21. So I'm like, if they do that and Cat gets 21, you're fine. It'll only be a problem if Cat gives you 15. And it's like, no, you can't, no, 21. You need to be at least 21. So
Cat is younger. He's 28.
Yeah, I just looked it up on 2K because I wanted to see if the age was maybe a thing. But I'm like, age can't be a thing. Like it's not drastic. They're all around the same age
on a long-term contract, so you don't have to worry about paying him.
Right.
He's a little bit younger, so yeah. I guess that's really what it comes down to.
Now, I will say, the Lord is good. We get to see fine-ass Jordan Woods at every game. God bless. Yes. God bless America.
God bless.
But yeah, I don't.
Good looks, Cat.
And Cat did tweet after this happened. His tweet was 5 dots.
There you go.
That was his tweet.
Like
his tweet was not, "I'm so glad" or "Thank you, man."
I'm about to say he sounds so excited, dude.
Yep.
And I'm so excited for him.
Yep. So I'm trying to see here. Is anything else said?
Je ne sais, brah. Je ne sais.
Okay, now here's the thing that is even crazier. So I'm reading from Ian Begley. Knicks per league sources were in touch with team, feel they had great opportunity to address their biggest need at center in trading for 4-time All-Star and 2-time All-NBA player Karl Anthony Towns. They see Towns at 28 as a great fit with their other high-end talent and someone who complements the rest of the core well. Those league sources say. They also feel Towns gives them a strong opportunity for sustained success, per sources in touch with the team. Final details of the trade are still being worked through, per sources. Now, Ian Begley said something that I thought was very interesting. Let me pull it up. Okay, so this is what he said. Detroit, Atlanta, Miami were among other teams New York talked about in regards to trading Julius Randle. Now, we can go ahead and solve this issue right here. Detroit, reason that didn't work out, they have nothing to offer. Atlanta, the reason that didn't work out, they have absolutely nothing to offer. Miami, I can guarantee you that conversation went Jimmy Butler or Bam, and they were like, no, of course not. We were like, oh, well, go to hell. Minnesota slashes its future payroll by acquiring Randle, who can become a free agent.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I forgot about the whole history between Tibbs and Cat.
That's what I'm saying. That's why that was always just like, all right. Minnesota slashes its future payroll by acquiring Randle, who can be a free agent this summer. Knicks get big man they've long had on radar and Karl Anthony Towns.
This is some shit, man. This is no, sorry. You scroll through Twitter and shit just pops up.
It's like, what? Was it something Knicks related?
No, literally shit. That's why I'm like, what am I watching?
Wow. Yikes.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Nick pages saying, House of Highlights just tweeted out. Oh, wow. Okay. So, see, I was good about that. House of Highlights has the same starting 5.
I mean,
they just have it switched. They have Mikal at the 3, Josh at the 2. Josh doesn't shoot well enough to be your 2.
That's what I have. I have Josh at the 2.
I do not have Josh at the 2. I think Josh is not
shooting. It really doesn't matter.
It does not matter because they play essentially.
I will always put the taller player at the 3. I don't care. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. Well, only reason to me it doesn't matter on the height doesn't matter in the way that the Knicks play is that the Knicks are always going to put either Bridges or OG on your best player, no matter how short they are or tall they are.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just telling you that's like Josh is a guard anyway. Like he says it all the time. But
yeah.
So Bridges can't play guard, but he's more of a three, and was going to play off guard this year, and now he's back to playing the three. So whatever, doesn't matter. 2, 3, and 4 are basically the same these days, and that's why our lineup it makes sense for this modern day game because 2, 3, and 4 are interchangeable at this point.
I'm watching someone just tweet out said I felt like 26 different emotions in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's 100% how that feels, dude. Like I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how. I was shocked, bro. I'm like I don't know how to. I don't like it, but I also like it at the same time. I forgot who. See if I can find it. Because I probably sent it to the guys. I'm like, where the fuck? Oh, this guy. He's like, this trade is fire. Also, I hate this trade with everything in my heart. I'm like, that's exactly how
that sums it.
Yeah,
that definitely sums it.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious if they couldn't have. And again, I know I'm Joe Budden is freaking out. I'm just curious if there was no way that you could have worked Deuce in there instead of. Oh wait, Ian Begley. Okay, shit. Right as I said it, Ian Begley just dropped news. Dante DiVincenzo was a sticking point in the trade talks between New York and Minnesota. Minnesota became very intrigued once DiVincenzo became a realistic option. DiVincenzo, who set New York Knicks record for 3-point field goals last year, may have come off New York's bench this season. I don't see him starting in Minnesota.
I don't see him starting either.
Yeah, because I'm like, they ended that tweet. He ended that tweet by saying, like, well, now he won't have to. Well, he's not starting over McDaniels, so who's he starting over?
He'll be coming off the bench.
Yeah, you don't play him at point guard.
So you just have a stronger bench. I mean, your bench was pretty strong before with Reed and Nikhil Alexander Walker, and I just add DiVincenzo to that, and the rookie Dillingham, and maybe Ingles gets in there, but that's a nice bench. That's pretty deep.
So then that makes sense. So then it wasn't just as simple as money. It seems like New York didn't want Devo on the table.
I imagine,
but it seems like Minnesota probably said, "Well, to get this done, how serious are you?" And they're like, "Very." It's like, "I want Devo." They were like, "Oh, yikes!" Deuce McBride is great.
Hold on, fuck. Oh, this fucking chart thing.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just that I had to turn to my phone. Here's the difference. Devo makes $11 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
McBride makes $4 million. Do you see the difference?
I do, but they also could have gone over the luxury tax.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying the Knicks. I'm saying if Minnesota straight up wanted a couple draft picks of Julius Randle for Cat, and you made that trade, you could have just paid the luxury tax to keep Devo.
If they wanted to, I guess it could have. But
yeah, no, I'm saying I understand that they didn't. I understand that.
A lot of teams avoid that, but
I kind of just feel though like the man's 27. Like he's 27, shoots like a flamethrower, and enhances your bench. I'm just very shocked that.
Hurts.
I'm very shocked that the Timberwolves didn't try to find a 3-team trade. I would have thought they would have been more interested in Mitch as a chance to get rid of Gobert.
So again, money wise, we would have to. It had to be Julius.
No. Julius and Mitch. I assume they would have had an interest in. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that they're like, I would rather have Devo.
I guess so. I just thought they would have looked for any way to get
There's
out
no
of Rudy
need
Gobert.
They don't need Mitch. Yeah, but that's what I mean. They're going to offer us Rudy.
No. I was saying 3-team trade. Anybody that would have taken Rudy Gobert.
Well, they kept Rudy. There you go.
God bless him. And I guess now it doesn't clutter up Rudy, but now it's very clear. If Rudy gets dunked on, gets ran by, you don't have another 7-footer to assist you, my guy. It's all you, buddy boy. It's all you, buddy boy.
You still got Nas Reed on the bench. Um,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought I would feel stronger for this to be like a better conversation, but I don't really know. Like, I don't really know. To me, I don't see this as a needle mover at all. I
I
see this
think,
as a very much a lateral move
yeah. I mean,
because I just don't see where it makes us better.
I do believe it gives us more spacing, but that, but
I don't
the,
understand how Julius gave you a shit ton of spacing.
uh, not as he's not gonna space the way Cat spaces.
No, because Cat would rather shoot 90 times a game than to ever back down in the paint,
So I
and
mean,
that
he's
I
like
know is
not
gonna
in.
piss me off.
He's
That's
not
gonna piss
in.
me off.
He's not in the way.
Right? Yeah, that's
He's a
definitely gonna
stretch
piss me
five.
off.
Um, that's a little different. So that gives Brunson a little more room in the paint. Um,
So let me ask you this now: with you knowing this team the way that you do, who makes us a big three? We know the obvious two: Brunson and Cat.
who's that
Who's your
third
third?
guy?
Yeah, who's your third to make us a big three?
Brunson and Cat are the two. I mean, that was the question before. It's between Mikal and OG. I would still give it to Mikal because I think he has more um,
Scoring
experience being that
prowess.
third. Yeah, more of a scorer, like more of a combo guy. He could score and he could defend.
Mm-hmm.
OG obviously looks a little rusty when it comes to the offensive side, but is a
Even though
fucking
that one Pacers game, he showed that he could do it.
yes. But the problem is he does it sporadically.
Yes.
Um,
But to be fair, you kind of want that. If you're asking him to defend the way that he defends, not everyone could be LeBron, Kawhi, Jordan, Kobe. Like, not
yeah, no,
everyone can give 300 on offense and 400 on defense. Like, that's very
he's
difficult to do.
also a freak on the defensive end. Like I
Yes.
don't think I've ever seen anything like it. I was surprised the plus
I've
minus with the team with him on the
I've
court.
not seen a single player defend the way that he does, where it affects it drastically, since Kawhi when he was in San Antonio.
Yeah,
Like Kawhi could essentially Darrell Revis, your best player, like just
yeah.
gone.
I mean, OG has talents for days. He's a defensive all star in his own right, and so is I mean, and Bridges can be that way too. So it's like,
Sure could.
so it's. I mean, we have all stars on the offense and defense, which is insane to say, but it's true.
Yep.
Defensive all stars, offensive all stars, and the
Now,
best garbage man in the business is Josh Hart.
exactly. The best Swiss Army knife.
Swear to God, what do you need? I'm there.
Did Cat make the All-Star game last year?
I think he did. Let me see. I think he did.
Because
Minnesota
he
was good.
he can't afford to not make it this year.
That would be fun. He joins the Knicks and doesn't make the team. What the
Yeah.
fuck, bro? Like I forgot how many.
Yeah, something to be really wrong if he doesn't.
Where the fuck you at? He's been one medicine. Where is it? There it is. So he made 4-time All-Star, 18, 19, 22, and 24. So yes, he made it this year.
Oh, okay, good. That was the biggest question I had.
Yeah, it was him and Ant were both All-Stars.
Got you. Okay.
And Julius was an All-Star, so it's All-Star for
Right. I think that's why for them they were just like, okay, yeah, no, this works for us. All-Star for All-Star. Like we're not really. It's not a drop off.
Yeah, that's why for us it's not as big a move. Like I think they're both All-Stars. It's like,
right.
Are they one? Is one really that much better than the other? That's the issue. Like
that's going to be the biggest question to answer.
Right. The question is going to be who's the better fit, and we know Julius was a good fit already, and now we don't know about Cat. Like he can be, like on paper it should be, but will he? We'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be real interesting because, oh man. That's going to be real interesting because Julius Randle, being as ball dominant as he is, playing next to Ant is going to be very interesting for Timberwolves fans to watch. Because I don't know if you're Randle how do you tell Ant, hey, like, give me the ball. I'm going to come up court with it, and I'm going to just throw up a three. It's like, yeah, no, we don't do that here. It's me first. Hijack the three first. I don't know where you come from, my guy. Okay, but I ain't no Brunson. I don't play that shit. So I think Cat will be the easier fit because he does not have to. His adjustment will be less because he won't be asked to do as much. Randall is now the second best player on that Timberwolves team.
And Cat's the second best player on the Knicks?
Yes, but the workload won't be the same. You have an easier workload in New York with Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, those guys, as opposed to the Timberwolves where you don't have that. You have great players, but you do not have the easier workload of saying, okay, Julius Randle does not have to get 18 points this game because McDaniels is going to go off for 30. Like, that's not something you could say on any given night.
Yeah,
Mikal Bridges could go off for 30 at any point, right? Now, I'm not overhyping Mikal Bridges like he's Durant or something, but boy was balling last year. Again, his numbers went down, but that's because he played for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, you know,
it was a mess.
It says it for itself.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, when he got to Brooklyn, it was like a renaissance. I mean, it was averaging like 25. What the fuck is happening? He was not doing that in Phoenix. And then last year, it went back to normal.
Right.
So again, they had their own issues, so it wasn't just him. Everyone struggled in their own right, but
I will say though, the thing that was interesting was, as it seemed like he was maybe not thriving, that young kid was.
Cam Thomas.
Yeah, Cam Thomas. So I was just like,
freak.
It might not be a Nets thing. It might just be Mikal Bridges not wanting to be there. Like,
I had no doubts that some of that had to do with it. Of course, he's not happy there, but he says otherwise. But
well, that's what you're gonna say because you don't want to make it sound.
He's like a good guy. He's never gonna say anything other than he was happy where he was at.
Right. He's not gonna make it sound like, I could not wait to get out of here. But we all know.
Yeah.
We all know because after every time they played the Knicks, the hugs he would give the Nova Bros for like 30 minutes while his team is crying, heading back to the locker room. He's still hugging Brunson. It was clear.
For sure.
He wanted to be home. He wanted to be home.
He sure did. Now, oh man.
All right. Well, what else stood out to you, bro?
That was it. I mean, for the most part, my biggest question mark is the bench now. I look forward to seeing who makes the team officially now that there's 2 spots open. It does seem like the vets will probably get the most chance. Probably Shamet and Morris, but we'll see. I mean,
Shamet and Morris just because they're more so of a sure thing. There's no question marks.
Right. And most of the exhibit guys are younger. Even though we already signed our 2-way guys, so I doubt anyone takes their spots. But you never know. Shit happens. But yeah, we're pretty much full after that. So if it is Morris and Shamet, it's to be expected. And they were signed for a reason, for depth purposes. And now they went from like probably making to probably definitely making it. So good. I'm happy for them. It also puts a nice cushion in there until Mitch can return, which is what was our biggest worry. Was waiting for Mitch to come back. We're still not 100% yet, but hopefully Precious can hold us down off the bench like he did last year. So it's not
Precious should be able to hold us down, and we know that we have a few players that we can use as Swiss Army knives. So
absolutely,
if need be.
If not, then I expect Jericho Sims to ball out. Hopefully,
I mean that would be nice. That would be nice.
He changed his number. He's number 20 now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I'm on 2K. They updated it.
Yeah. Holler. Yeah, number 20.
And 2K has Marcus Morris making the team.
I mean, makes sense.
I'm setting up the lineup now.
I was doing it earlier.
What? See, it's so funny. 2K wants Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup.
I get it. And look, they could definitely have moments where Mitch and Cat play together. For sure.
We could do the new age David Robinson, Tim Duncan.
Oh yeah, Twin Towers lineup. Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
could. The fact that you can pull that off, I mean, that's gonna be fun when Mitch gets back to do that. I would love to see what that looks like between Mitch and Cat. And again, it doesn't have to be the whole game, but
Just a
in
little bit would
doses.
be
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
I mean, if that's how he wants it, I'm not against it. But like, who I guess Josh can go back to the bench. That would help the bench out. Um,
Right.
but again, we gotta wait till Mitch comes back before we make any type of
Yeah. Before we know
for
any
sure.
which of way that could
I'm,
go.
I mean, I'm down with that if that's what they want to do and move Cat back to the four. But in the meantime, you know,
Yeah. You know what? I'm looking at this, Joel, and how tall is Landry Shaman?
like 6'4", 6'5".
You see, my struggle here with my starter, I mean, with my benches, I don't like um, Morris at the three,
I don't need it.
but I'm also not. I'm also not going to take minutes away from Precious Achua, and it would come down to me wanting the offensive Morris or the possible defensive Achua.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, if you're playing Mitch, I mean, you're probably not playing Morris unless you have to, or Precious for that matter. You'll probably play. Let's see. It really depends. I don't know who that wing is going to be, and there'll be competition. I think Bates Diop is a decent wing. Um, Shamit's fine. He's a little small, but he's not a bad wing either.
I decided. I already decided. I'm gonna do Shannon. So I got Kolick, McBride, Landry, Morris, Mitchell.
Okay. For what with Mitch healthy?
You said what's what?
So with Mitch healthy, that's what you decided.
Oh well, when you play 2K, they don't always start your seasons with players' injuries because it's not like a debilitating injury.
It's not official yet. It is,
and it's also
yeah.
And it's also they're just nursing it. It's not like he has to be out. I think they're just like we don't want to rush it, and you get hurt again, and then it's something more permanent.
Yeah, but he's still out.
Yes, yeah, yes.
My bench as of right now till I see otherwise. I got campaign right now over Kolick, but that could change. McBride, I got Bates Diop, Morris, Achua. Again, I'm just counting Mitch out for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Till he returns, and then we'll see.
All right, so then my three players after that, like active players, is Achua, Jericho, and Payne. I might take Jericho out for Toppin.
Really?
Yeah, just because I'd like to get Toppin some
run
play. Yeah. And I'll keep campaigning. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna run with. I'm gonna run with that. I'm gonna run with that roster.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that looks.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most now is seeing how the bench plays out and who gets those rotation minutes. In the meantime,
yeah, I look. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna play it, see how it feels. That's really it. All right. So someone said here, a lead source on Knicks' attraction to Towns. He's only 28 and on a long-term contract, set up for sustained success. Complements the core of Brunson, Anunoby, and Bridges. Addresses the need for center. Elite offensive player and a high-level rebounder. I think that's exaggerating. And he's a great plus-minus and among the top shooting bigs in the NBA. And then the very first comment underneath that, but he has to stay healthy.
I mean, yeah. But he's got to stay healthy is the biggest thing for most players. But, I mean, at least Cat's been somewhat healthy the last couple of years. He did get hurt the year before for like half a season, whatever the fuck. And so has Julius, who's been hurt the last 2 years too. Well, mainly last year. Oh, man.
Damn. Someone just said this. The Knicks only have 3 of the 9 players who played on opening night less than a year ago. Brunson, Hart, and Mitchell.
Wild shit. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way since like opening night last year. It's insane, like the difference. When you look at it.
Right. I love how everyone, like all non-Nick, like all my Twitter is right now is Nick fans that are hyping this, and then non-Nick fans that are like, "Ooh, we're so scared." And it's just like, we get it, guys. We get it. You guys don't actually watch basketball, and you just look at the idea of like, "Oh, okay, Knicks are bad," but like, we'll see when you play us. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Say
see.
ooh. We'll do ooh when it hits three in your mouth.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I see that. I see from Julito.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this trade is fire. Also, I hate this trade with everything in my heart.
That was it. I love that. Like that's exactly how I felt.
All right, so Ramona Shelburne, obviously stirring the pot here, is saying Karl Anthony Towns is still processing this trade, according to a source close to him. But it's worth noting Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau has been very publicly complimentary of him since he left Minnesota, something that's been noted by Towns. Towns, of course, is from New Jersey and used to be represented by Knicks president Leon Rose. There's a lot of homecoming to this story, but Towns is in the gym today in Minnesota preparing to build off last year's Western Conference Finals run. Okay, so just take what you learned from that and lead us to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't really see what the big deal is.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder what pick, what's first pick we gave up.
Dallas is maybe?
I don't think so.
I would assume that's what it would have to be.
No, all we had left was the two shitty ones. Detroit and Washington. I think. They're only shitty because they're protected, not because they were. Those teams are obviously good teams to have picks for, but they're heavy protected fuckers.
Well, that is a motherfucker of a way to end the night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, go watch some highlights.
I'm gonna play this shit. Fuck highlights. I'm gonna play this.
I don't have a 2K, so I'm just going to.
You know, if you wanted to actually play with me, I could send you the invite for you to play.
I know. Which I wouldn't mind. I'm just saying.
It's up to you.
We could do a game, I guess. Just to get a feel for it.
Just to see how someone was laughing saying Julius and Gobert spacing is gonna be hilarious.
Stop it.
Oh, that's not gonna be great.
Oh wow! Look at this one. Let me send you this. The fuck? All right, let's say take your damn time. It's kind of a sad picture.
Uh-oh.
This is only like 2 years
ago.
ago.
You sent it on Twitter? Oh, I thought you were gonna send it for me to put it up. I saw this, and the first thing I said was better times. That's really all I can say when I look at this. Anytime I look at a photo that has Kevin Knox, I just have to remind myself, better days, better days, better days.
Looking like, oh man, that happened.
Yikes. Damn.
We've come a long way.
It's funny because remember how everyone kept giving us shit about, oh, you didn't want to trade RJ and Quickly for Donovan Mitchell, but you'll do it for OG. See how it all worked out? See it? And I don't think anyone can argue this team has not improved from where it was the start of last season to now. A vast improvement. It seems like someone took the game sliders off of 2K and made this trade. That's what it seems like.
Let me send this to you. It's basically So last season, the Celtics did a better job than any other offense of pulling rim protectors away from the basket. Like, if you look at this right here, it's crazy how far they're away from everyone. We're the bottom. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? You know what I love about this stat? It goes to what you said. Think about it. Now, I there is some commonalities here, right? You look at the Pacers because Turner can shoot in space, right?
Yes. Yep.
You look at OKC, Chet can space and shoot.
Exactly.
You look at Milwaukee, Giannis believes he can space and shoot.
Yeah. But Brook can.
Brook can, right? Brook and Portis can.
Mm-hmm.
In the Celtics being all the way up there, to your point, even though it's weird that the Celtics are all the way up there, but the Timberwolves are all the way down near us. So it's like, I don't know how much more Cat can really put us up there with Boston, but
I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, they also had Rudy next to Cat, so it's like one of those things where they didn't have to play off of Rudy. I mean, you don't have to go protect Rudy on the perimeter. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's the other difference. Whereas, like with the Celtics and the Bucks, Thunder, Pacers, you got to play everybody. You can't. That's one of the things that killed us against the Pacers. Like, couldn't protect the paint because
right.
Everybody needed to be like fucking defended. It was ridiculous.
Well, also, look, I'm this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and we can wrap this up. The biggest reason why this is beautiful for me is that it takes the workload off Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
But what it helps us do is in those games where Cat is playing absolute basura as far as defense, you just put Mitch in. You just put Mitch in. Like, throw Mitch in, hands up, good old Mitch is back, right?
Play old
school. So for me, it's a great, you know what it is? I consider keeping Mitch now the deodorant on unwashed underarms, right? So Cat is the unwashed underarms, and Mitch can at any point come in and just deodorize that shit. Just deodorize it. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to send you the invite. I'm going to play this. I'm going to see how it feels.
Right.
But I'm going to miss Jules. Jules,
you mastered his fucking release, so I'm sure you're going to.
I sure did. Oh, man, could I shoot it anywhere with Julius Randle. Jules, I want to thank you the same way that we thanked Amari. You restored the feeling, or you helped restore the feeling to New York. You made it cool again. You made it fun again. You made it interesting. You gave us something to look forward to.
Yep.
You brought us to the playoffs. You were an all-star.
Yep.
You were a most improved player. I don't think there's enough thanks we could give you. I know we were hard on you, but that's just what this city is. It's just who we are. We're extremely passionate. We're always going to be hard on you because we expect the most. But we're going to miss you, Jules. Dante, I didn't watch a lot of Knicks growing up. So the 3-point play, or was it the 4-point play? 4-point play, right?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching basketball when that happened. So Devo, I want to thank you for giving me one of the most greatest Knick moments I've ever experienced in my life with that 3 against Philly to put us up to close out that game. Wow. And look, now, Joel, guess what? No one can make fun of us about not keeping Isaiah Hartenstein anymore. Who cares? Right? You remedied that. You remedied that quickly, so who cares?
This is funny. So, it sounds like the Knicks will make up the rest of the $8.8 million outgoing salary required by signing and trading free agents. This will would allow them to complete the deal without sending out an additional significant player under contract. For example, including Daquan Jeffries along with Charlie Brown Jr. and Dwayne Washington Jr. on slightly above minimum salaries indicates the upworks. Any contract and sign trade must be 3 years, but only the first needs to be guaranteed. So that still doesn't tell me if it's just Jeffries that got sent out.
Yeah, I was going to say, that didn't tell us what we were hoping that was going to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, there's more people coming out because I know Charlotte's getting Jeffries. Oh my God, he wasn't on the roster, so I don't know how you trade someone you don't got. That's all I'm saying. So again, maybe it's a sign and trade type of thing, but again, I don't know.
How do you trade someone you don't? That's hilarious.
Well, that's what stood out to me when they said Jeffries is going to Charlotte. I'm like, Jeffries not even on the team.
That is fucking hilarious, bro. All right, that's all we got for you guys, man.
Yeah.
We don't worry though, guys. I don't want you guys to think that it's something that we're not excited about. We are. It's just it's a moment to process. But we will be breaking down the Knicks in 6 and 6 once we get to their the conference, right? Conference.
What? Oh yeah, I mean
for the Knicks, right?
Yeah, that'll probably end up being the last one because I'm going counterclockwise. So we're going to do Southeast next. So we will end it. Luckily, I did that. Well, not that it mattered, because even if I did it clockwise, Atlantic probably would have been this coming week, and this already happened. So I would have been ready regardless. But now I have to adjust that fucking slide. So
yes, you do.
So yeah, okay, cool.
Yes, you do. And if I were you, I wouldn't do it anytime soon. I would wait just to see what else fizzles out from this trade.
Yeah, obviously there'll be more.
So you don't have to fix it again.
I doubt it'll be anything major.
No, not anything major. But I know how you like the.
I'm not adding major losses to Quan Jeffries. No offense.
I don't know why. That's real fucked up, bro. That's a major loss, bro.
Like, oh no, not Jeffries.
DJV, as always, we thank you so much for your continued support of us, man. We really truly appreciate you.
You don't like, we appreciate that.
Right. We will adopt you into the Knicks fandom. Don't you worry.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can.
But again, we want to thank you guys so much, and until next time, guys. Peace.